On February 18th, the Mason County War begins in central Texas when a German-American mob breaks into a prison and lynches cattle rustlers. On February 25th, most of the Yavapai and Tonto Apache tribes are forced by the United States Cavalry under Brigadier General George Crook to march 180 miles from Arizona's Verde Valley to the San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation. They are not allowed to return until 1900, making this forced relocation a tragic chapter in Native American history. On February 27th, Newton Booth resigns as governor of California after being elected to the United States Senate. Lieutenant Governor Romualdo Pacheco becomes acting governor, later replaced by William Irwin after an election. On March 1st, the United States Congress passes the Civil Rights Act, banning racial discrimination in public accommodations and jury duty, marking an important step in Reconstruction-era civil rights legislation. On March 3rd, the Page Act of 1875 is enacted, effectively banning the immigration of Chinese women and reinforcing anti-Chinese policies in the United States. That same day, the first indoor ice hockey game is played at the Victoria Skating Rink in Montreal, Canada, helping to shape the future of the sport. On March 15th, Roman Catholic Archbishop of New York John McCloskey is named the first cardinal in the United States, symbolizing the growing influence of Catholicism in American society. On April 25th, 10 Rutgers College sophomores steal a 1-ton cannon from Princeton University, igniting the famous Rutgers-Princeton Cannon War, one of the longest-running college rivalries. During April, a massive swarm of Rocky Mountain locusts, known as Albert's swarm, devastates crops across the western United States, causing widespread agricultural damage and economic hardship. On May 17th, Aristides wins the first Kentucky Derby, beginning one of the most famous traditions in American horse racing. On June 4th, Tufts University and Harvard University play what is considered one of the first college football games, helping establish the sport in American universities. During June, the legendary clipper ship Flying Cloud, launched in 1851, is burned for scrap, marking the end of an era in American sailing. On September 1st, a murder conviction weakens the power of the violent Molly Maguires, an Irish-American secret society involved in coal mining conflicts in Pennsylvania. On October 16th, Brigham Young University is founded in Provo, Utah, growing into a major educational institution in the American West. On October 25th, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1 is performed in Boston, introducing one of the most famous classical compositions to American audiences. On October 30th, the Theosophical Society is founded in New York by Helena Blavatsky, Henry Steele Olcott, William Quan Judge, and others, promoting spiritual and philosophical teachings blending Eastern and Western ideas. On December 4th, notorious New York political boss William "Boss" Tweed escapes from prison and flees to Spain, ending one of the most infamous corruption scandals of the era. On December 9th, the Massachusetts Rifle Association is founded, becoming the oldest continuously active gun club in the United States. That same year, Flushing High School opens, becoming the oldest public high school in New York City. On January 1st, the Midland Railway in England abolishes second-class passenger tickets, leaving only first and third class, a policy soon adopted by other railway companies. On January 5th, the Palais Garnier is inaugurated in Paris, becoming one of the world's most famous opera houses. On January 14th, King Alfonso XII arrives in Spain to restore the monarchy during the Third Carlist War. On January 24th, Camille Saint-Saëns' orchestral piece Danse macabre premieres, becoming one of his most iconic works. On February 3rd, the Battle of Locquart is fought during the Third Carlist War. On March 3rd, Georges Bizet's opera Carmen premieres in Paris, becoming one of the most famous operas ever written just months before Bizet's death. On May 7th, the German liner SS Schiller wrecks off the Isles of Scilly, killing 335 people. On May 20th, the Meter Convention is signed in Paris, establishing international standards for measurement and laying the foundation for the metric system. On June 18th, the Dublin whiskey fire kills 13 people and causes major destruction, as spilled whiskey ignites in the streets. On June 29th, the Artisans and Laborers Dwellings Improvement Act is passed in the United Kingdom, allowing the clearance of urban slums. From July 1st through July 7th, the Battle of Trevino takes place during the Third Carlist War. On August 6th, Hibernian Football Club is founded in Edinburgh by Irish immigrants. On August 25th, Captain Matthew Webb becomes the first person to swim the English Channel, a legendary feat of endurance. On the September 24th, the play Heath Cobblers by Alexis Kivi is premiered in Finland. On September 27th, the American merchant ship Ellen Southard wrecks near Liverpool, killing 12 crew and rescuers. During September, Birmingham City Football Club is founded as Small Heath Alliance. In October, the Ottoman Empire declares partial bankruptcy and places its finances under European control amid nationalist rebellions and rising great power tensions. On November 5th, Blackburn Rovers Football Club is founded in England. On November 26th, The Times reveals that Egypt's share of the Suez Canal has been secretly sold to Britain, secured by Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli. On December 6th, the German emigrant ship SS Deutschland runs aground, killing 157 people. That same day, a mining explosion kills 143 miners in South Yorkshire. On December 25th, the first Edinburgh football derby is played, with Heart of Midlothian defeating Hibernian 1-0. That year at Wimbledon, Henry Cavendish Jones convinces the All England Croquet Club to build a lawn tennis court, helping launch modern tennis. On January 12th, Guangxu becomes Emperor of China at just 3 years old. On February 24th, the SS Gothenburg sinks off Australia, killing about 102 people, including high-profile officials. On April 10th, the Arya Samaj reform movement is founded in Mumbai by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. On May 7th, the Treaty of St. Petersburg is signed between Japan and Russia, reshaping territorial claims in East Asia. On the July 9th, Asia's first stock exchange opens in Bombay, becoming today's Bombay Stock Exchange. On July 11th, Tanaka Manufacturing is founded in Tokyo, a predecessor of Toshiba. On September 7th, Emperor Johannes IV defeats an Egyptian army at the Battle of Agordat in Ethiopia. On the September 11th, Egypt adopts the Gregorian calendar. On November 29th, Doshisha English School is founded in Kyoto, later becoming Doshisha University. That same year, British Indian Army officer Neville Chamberlain invents the cue sport of snooker in India. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and join us as we continue exploring history 1 year at a time.